What's up everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Phil. In today's video, let's make these yummy mini mandazis. I guarantee you guys, you are really going to love these mini mandazis. These ones are super soft, so yummy, and they have that banana flavor. So I made them with some mashed bananas, and let me guarantee you guys, you are really going to love them. They came out super soft, and this just melts in your mouth. You can enjoy this with some coffee or hot tea, or you can just have them as a quick snack. The recipe, as usual, is super simple. I've listed all the ingredients in the description box down below. Don't forget, check on that. So without saying more, let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is activate my yeast, since I'm using active dry yeast. If you are using instant yeast, you can just skip this step. So in my bowl, I've just added 3/4 cups of warm milk. I've also added 1 tablespoon of active dry yeast. I'm just going ahead to mix that well for about a minute, and then I'll just set this aside for about 5 minutes to activate. In the meantime, let's prepare our bananas. So for this recipe, I'll be using 2 ripe bananas. So just go ahead and remove the peels. Once you're done, set that aside as we go to our next step. So you'll just place the 2 bananas in a small bowl like this, and then you have your masher. You're going to mash this until there are no big lumps. So you can as well use a fork to mash the bananas, or you can also use the bottom of a cup. Whichever way works for you, just make sure that you have smooth mashed bananas and there are no big lumps. And our bananas are ready. As you can see, it's looking nice at this point. So we'll just set that aside, and let's quickly check our milk and yeast mixture. So this has been sitting for about 5 minutes. So before I forget, guys, remember to use fresh yeast so that your mandazis will puff up nicely. And also another alternative for using yeast, you can just use baking powder. That will also work well. So I've just added the mashed bananas. I've added 1 egg, 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence, 3 tablespoons of sugar, and 1 teaspoon of salt. So I'm just going ahead to mix that well until everything is nicely incorporated. So next we will add flour. So I'm using 3 cups of all-purpose flour. So just go in with your spatula, and then you're going to mix this for about 3 to 4 minutes, or until you form a dough. And once you start forming a dough, you're just going to switch and use your hands. So you're going to knead this by hand until you have a nice dough. So another alternative to avoid all this hassle, you can add everything in your dough mixer. The dough mixer will really speed up this process. So if you have one, you can just go ahead and use it. So you're just going to knead this, and at this point you can see that our dough is very sticky, and it's a bit hard to continue kneading. So what we'll do, we're going to add 3 tablespoons of melted butter. So I'm using unsalted butter. So the butter is going to make this dough very easy to work with. So just continue with your hands. You're going to continue kneading this until you have a nice smooth dough. So quickly remove it from the bowl, and then just place it on your working space or a flat surface like this. This will be easier for you to knead. So you're just going to knead this for about 5 minutes, or until the dough is no longer sticky. So kneading the dough this long will give you a very smooth dough that will be easier to work with, and also in turn it will give you very soft mandazis. So now our dough looks great for the next step. So now we're just going to let it proof. So you'll just quickly oil your bowl. This is just to avoid the dough sticking to your bowl, and then you're going to add the dough. You're going to cover it with a kitchen towel. You will let this rest for about 1 hour, or until it doubles in size. And as you can see, mine has doubled in size. So for our next step, we just give it a quick punch to release out any air buildup in that dough. Just give it a quick knead to also remove remove all the air build up in that dough, and then next you're just going to transfer it to your working space. So make sure that you've floured your working space. So this is just to help the dough not stick on your working space. So next you're just going to take a rolling pin. We are going to roll this dough to a nice circle or a rectangular shape, whichever shape you want. So you'll make sure that you've rolled your dough to about 1/2 inch thickness, and then once you're done, you're going to cut this dough into nice small squares. So you can just use a knife or a pizza cutter like this, and just make sure that you have nice small squares. Also with this dough, you can cut it into whatever shape you want. You can cut it into rectangular shape, triangular shape, or even round shape. Whichever shape works for you is fine. So now that our squares are ready, we're just going to let them proof again. So you'll have a tray like this that has a parchment paper, and then you're going to add a bit of flour. This is just to avoid those squares sticking to your tray, and then I'm just going ahead to line them on that tray. And once I'm done, I'm going to let this proof for about 30 minutes. So what you'll do, just cover the tray with a kitchen towel, and then you're just going to let this rest or until they nicely proof. And as you can see, they have nicely puffed up. And now for our next step is to cook. So to cook them, you just place your pan over medium heat, and then you're going to add vegetable oil. You will heat that for about 5 to 8 minutes, and you will know that your oil is ready once you insert a wooden stick like this. And if you immediately see bubbles coming out, that means that the oil is ready to use. So once the oil is ready, just place the squares, and you're going to cook them for about 3 to 5 minutes or until they're nicely golden brown on both sides. And our mini mandazis looks ready at this point. Look how nicely they have puffed up. They look amazing. They smell amazing as well. So just go ahead, remove them from the hot oil, place them over a kitchen towel to release out more excess oil, and that's just it. These are ready. You can serve them when they're still hot, and as I've mentioned earlier, you can serve them with some hot coffee or hot tea, or also as a quick snack. So to store them, just place them in an airtight container, and this can stay for up to 1 week. So I hope you guys go ahead and try them, and as usual, if you try them, don't forget to tell me how you guys came out in the comment section down below. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more of my amazing recipes. You can always connect on Instagram or on TikTok at feels_kitchen. So till my next video, guys, bye.